Yo, YouTube, something I want to talk about today. Gonna wrap this up real quick. It's 2 in the morning right now. I just got done uploading a bunch of ads. But something I want to talk about is just this like work-life balance with this like trench work while still kind of managing like, a social life and pursuing other things outside of just the business. Because a big philosophy I have is that you should just be trying to become the best version of yourself in every aspect of your life, whether that be physically, financially, spiritually, emotionally, and, just building relationships with people and stuff like that. You don't want to be just like a one trick pony because, you know, money doesn't unlame anybody. You know what I mean? It's like, it's not good to just have one thing, right? If you're rich but you're, out of shape and all this other stuff, then who really cares, right? Or if you're in great shape but you're broke and you don't have any of those other characteristics, it doesn't matter. I think you understand what I'm trying to say. So something that I've kind of been trying to practice more recently, because for like 4 or 5 months, I literally just went on like this 100% just grind on the business, all, and I mean, in the gym and shit like that, whatever it was. But as far as just socially and just, I guess I don't want to necessarily say balance, but just, you know enjoying life, I guess. I kind of was neglecting that for a minute, and something I've learned more recently to, be able to, implement that without getting too distracted from the work, is kind of living by like this 80-20 rule. Um, 80-20 is something generally in like the fitness and health industry where essentially you eat 80% of your diet is like healthy whole foods, everything coming from the grocery store, nothing like pre-cooked, no fast food, of course, nothing like that. And then 20% of the time you eat whatever you want, right? Whether that be fast food or, at a restaurant or whatever it is. And the whole purpose behind that concept is that a lot of people go on a strict diet, and then once they reach this certain weight goal, it's, they go back into bad habits, or just in general people have a hard time sticking to diets, because super strict diets, because it's so uncomfortable. You know what I mean? They don't get to enjoy any of their favorite foods anymore, and it kind of makes you even have a worse relationship with food than you might have had before. The same way it can be applied with business, I feel like, and just anybody who's on this, career driven path where, they want to find success, is that if you're only focused on like this just business and improvement and everything like that, then your like mental health and just like mental well-being kind of gets attached to whether you're making a certain amount of money or whether you've hit this goal yet or not. And you see a lot of times the people who can't kind of get over themselves in that sense, they end up just like going kind of crazy. You know what I mean? Like, it's either like the business is their entire life, or, whenever the business isn't doing absolutely incredible, they don't want to talk to anybody and all this stuff like that. And that's just not healthy for anybody who wants to live like a good life. There's more to life than just the business. There's more to life than whatever it is you're pursuing. So as far as applying this like 80-20 to life, what I've been doing recently is just that the way my schedule is, that like Monday through Thursday is just completely like dialed in. Like, I don't have time for any type of shenanigans. It's like just focused on school, focused on the business, the gym. Literally, it's just like the morning is like the morning to early afternoon is school. The rest of the day is business, gym, and then the rest of the night back to the business or whatever else I need to do. But then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, kind of giving myself that breathing room to be like, okay, like if I want to, if, I get invited somewhere, like I can go out and have some fun just to, make all this, worth it. You kind of have to, because you also have to enjoy where you're at now, whether you're at making $0, whether you're making, 10K a month, 100K a month, whatever it is. You have to be kind of content in terms of, obviously you should always want more, but you should be content knowing that you're like doing your best at every stage, right? Because at the end of the day, you can't control the outputs, you can only control your inputs, right? So it's like there's no point in being like beating yourself up about, not being where you want to be, because if you know that as long as you know you're making the right inputs every single day that are going to get you there, then it's only a matter of time and, however much learning you have to do to actually get there. So, so yeah, back to like how I'm kind of applying this in my life now is that, like, one, I'm also just introducing more like hobbies into my life and not just centering my entire life around this. It's kind of like, what's the word? Compartmentalizing, I think, where like business is here, school is here, the gym is here, and then whatever else, hobbies, relationships, etc., are in different places in my mind. That way it's that, like, the business can be doing dog shit today, but I can still, go to the gym and have a great workout. Or the business can be doing okay, and I can still, as long as I know I'm doing what I need to do, as long as like I'm not in like, a dastard, a really bad financial situation, whatever it is, then like I can go out in a few days on some chill shit, just enjoy time with people, and just, the relationships in my life in general. But it's definitely also something I'm still working on because, what I'm saying, this business is my first priority. Like, this is what I'm trying to make happen. And it's very easy to get stressed and overwhelmed because I'm not where I want to be yet. And especially seeing all these other people who, whether they get there quicker than me or, what I'm saying, they're just where I want to be, and that like I can see myself in that position, and that my life I just haven't gotten there yet. And it's kind of gives you some type of anxiety, and it kind of also, not anxiety, but like it kind of makes you question like, why am I not there yet? Or like, what do I have to do to get there like as soon as possible? You kind of want to rush and just like run there, you know what I mean? But every day I'm learning is that like the reason I'm not there is because there's just so much shit I haven't learned. I wanted to get there 3-4 months ago, and if I did, like, don't get me wrong, like, you definitely can make it at any stage, whatever it was, but there's just so much stuff that, like, now I have a private supplier, changing just, like, the way I run my everything. I just opened up an LLC very recently, or apply for one, or whatever it is. All these things were, like, sure, I could have, and then even just personal stuff, personal growth in general, all these things were, like, sure, I could have achieved some of these goals earlier, definitely, if I put in the work and I just put in more time sooner, or, earlier, whatever it is. But also, I feel like every step of this journey has been preparing me more and more for when I do get there. You know what I mean? Just learning how to, work, like, even this work balance thing, right? Like, if I get rich tomorrow and I don't have that balance or this 80-20 where, you know what I mean, I can still enjoy life and the business, then, you know what I'm saying, I'm just gonna hate what I'm doing, because, like, sure, the money's coming in, but you can't enjoy the money when you don't have those other aspects kind of dialed in. But yeah, it's kind of just a little rant because it was just something that was on my mind today, something that I've been experiencing a lot recently. And I don't know, maybe this could help somebody who's in a similar position, or whatever position they're in, where there's I don't want to say an imbalance, but where the business is just like, overwhelming them, or, you know what I mean, consuming their whole mind. But with that being said, I'm gonna wrap this up here. It is 2:09 in the morning. I need to go to bed. I got shit to do. But if you made it this far, all my socials are in the description below, including the free Discord. Join up. If you made it this far, thank you for watching. I love you. God bless.